How to start Shopify business. So in this video, I want to guide you step by step on how to exactly start a Shopify business. So let's start. So one of the first things you will need to do, of course, is have a Shopify account if you don't have one yet. So to create a Shopify account if you don't have one yet, you could click on the link in the description below to get started, where you'll be able to start using Shopify for 3 days for free, and then you'll be able to continue using Shopify for $1 for the next 3 months. Alright, so once you create the account using the link in the description below, right, one of the first things we will need to do is add a product to your Shopify store to start your business. So on the left here, you'll see the option for products. You want to go ahead and add products. So once you've selected products, right, you can see that you'll be able to add a product or import a list of products, right? So if you maybe hosted a store on another e-commerce platform, then you can import those items into here. But if you're just starting out, right, then you could just go ahead and select add product like this. So once you've selected add product, right, we're gonna go ahead and add our very first product for this video, right? So we're gonna just call this one man's second stainless steel watch, right? And then we're going to use a sidekick here, which is Shopify's internal AI tool that allows you to create descriptions for your products and many other things. So let's go ahead and do this. And we're going to have it generate a nice little description, right, for our product. Right? And then you can go ahead and still make changes to it, right? So like maybe example, removing the M dash, right? So that it doesn't look like too AI, right? Next, you'll be able to add media to your product when you're adding it to your Shopify store, right? So for this, you can either select upload new or select existing, right? When you select existing, you can either import images that you already imported to Shopify, or you can also generate images within Sidekick as well. This is a bonus if you're looking to add, maybe you don't have images of the product, so this is just a great way to add and create products for your business. So we're gonna just add again this image right here for the Shopify watch. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do is add a price to this. So we're gonna cost this about maybe, let's say $1,000. We want this to be a luxury item, right? And once you've entered the price, right, you'll be able to continue adding more additional details, right? So example, if you want to add the compare at price, right, you'll be able to do that. But because this is a premium watch, right, we do not want to, have it be a sale, right? And then you just need to add inventory as well. So we're going to just put 10. Then you can fill out the shipping. You want to make sure you just have the correct shipping details included, right? Because you want to make sure your customer is charged correctly when at checkout for shipping. For variants, we're not going to select any, but let's say if you were selling a t-shirt, dresses, right, then you will want to add variants like colors, sizes, right? You want to make sure the customer is able to select the right product for themselves. So once we complete all this, right, you could just go ahead and review the search engine listing just to see how it's going to look like when people are searching for this on Google, right? And if you like how it looks, you could just go ahead and select save. And there we go. We just added our very technically first or second item to your Shopify business store. Okay. So now that we've added a product, when you're starting out your Shopify business, right, you want to go ahead and add and customize your online store look and feel, right? To do this, you're going to want to go on the left here and select online store. All right, now that we are in the online store, right, by default, you're probably seeing the Horizon theme right now. So the Horizon theme is just a default theme that Shopify provides you. If you don't want to use it, right, you will be able to remove it and add another theme instead, right? So inside here, you'll also see a draft themes. So whenever you download a new theme, right, or add a new theme, you'll be able to see it right here, or also whenever you update a theme. So like you can select here and it's up to date, so it won't create a new updated theme, right? Within the online store page, you'll also be able to discover new themes, right? So like you'll be able either to use AI to create a custom theme for your store, right? Now, personally, I don't really like the style yet of how the AI is creating it, right? So what I do, I just go and use the online store, the online shop theme store that Shopify has here, right? So if you click visit theme store, you'll be able to filter by free and paid, right? So there's a ton of paid themes and free themes as well, right? So if you're looking to invest a little bit in your store, then you might want to look into using these paid themes for your store. And before you even download any of them, right, you could do is click on it, and you'll be able to even view a demo, right? So this will allow you just to see the look and feel of your store, right? So you can see here, right, before you buy it, just see how it works, looks, if this is a theme that you might be interested in having for your own Shopify store, right, as well. And if you're just starting out, then maybe investing in a theme is not the thing yet, so you could just go ahead and use a free theme. So let's go ahead and locate our themes. So we're going to use a free theme for this video, and we're going to select a theme like this one, Rise. Right, and we're going to go ahead and select Try Theme. So now it's being added to your online store, right? So it should show up under draft themes once the theme has been downloaded and is complete. All right, so there we go. So now it's downloaded, right? It's under draft themes. So this means again that we can make changes to these themes and it will not affect the main store of our Shopify business. So let's go ahead and make some changes to the theme Rise. So to make changes, you want to go ahead and select Edit Theme. Once you select Edit Theme, you'll be welcome to your theme editor. This is where you'll be able to customize your online store and change the look and feel of it. So whenever you're hovering over your theme in the theme editor, right, you'll be able to see that the sections are highlighted blue. So that's the section where your cursor, your mouse is over, right, and that's where you'll be able to make changes when you select that section. So right now, since I'm hovering over the slide, right, if I click on it, you'll see that now on the right side, it opens the slide customization menu, right? So this means I could customize this section of the store, right? So let's go ahead and add an image. So we're going to use this image right here, right? And because the image is a little bit dark, it's not really, you can't see the text, we're going to customize the text right here, right? So by clicking it, right, I can change it to like, best watches, right? And to customize the color of the text, right, you should be able to do it on the typography section here on the theme settings, typography, and it should be colors. It might be color, no, that would be background, body font, okay, headings, and it looks like we might not be able to change the color of it. I know we will. Extra large, or click here then. Okay, edit schema, there we go. So change the white, and there we go, right? But maybe it's something else, right? Maybe we'll want to like change a different color, but now you have that option to change the color for your text right here. Next, we're going to customize the button for this header. And as you can see here, when I changed it to white, when I changed it to white, so we're going to go back to the home page, right? The color of the header changes as well, right? So this might be something that we will need to customize and maybe see if we could customize only the text for the menu here. Okay, so yeah, I will need to customize the whole thing then. Then this might be a text that I might want to remove then, right? So to do that, just remove block. Whoa, okay, undo. Okay, so this thing might not be the one that we want to use in the future then for myself if I was releasing this store, right? Then the next thing, I would remove it here, right? Add more images, just to make the store look nice, right? Add maybe this image here. And there we go, right? So we just have it, right? And then I would replace this image, this section, with something else. And it looks like I can only replace it with blocks. So, oh, there we go. So we will add a product. Our product here. Again, we'll go remove this right in between. And we're gonna just select the product here. There we go. Right. So the next thing is that in your store, when you're first starting your Shopify business, right, you probably might not see the option for like to select the watch option here or about us, right? You might only have home and contact us. That's completely normal. That means you haven't added any pages yet to your Shopify store. So let's go ahead and add a page to your Shopify store. So first, you want to just click save. We're going to exit the theme editor and we're going to go to under pages. So under online store here, you select pages. So here's where you'll be able to add a custom page, right? So if you click on the top right here, you'll be able to select add page, right? You want to make sure the visibility is set to visible if you want the image to show up on the main menu, right? And once you've done that, you could just write like frequently asked questions, right? And if you have content to include, then you want to include that content for, let's say, the frequently asked questions. Then just click save. So now that we've clicked save, right? The next thing you're going to want to do is add it to the menu. To do this, you can select content, select menus, select main menu, and in here you'll be able to add menu item, right, frequently asked questions, locate the page that you just created. Since it is visible, we should see it, click save, and there we go. And then you can also reorder where you want it to show up, right, for your store, depending on how you like things to be set on the main menu. All right, so now that you've added a product, right, you've edited your online store and you added custom pages, right, the next thing is to set up your Shopify payments, right, or your payment gateway, so you can start receiving payouts whenever people buy from you, right? To do this, you want to go to, on the bottom left, click settings, and then you want to select payments. And then in payments, you'll be able to see Shopify payments right here. Now, if your region does not support Shopify payments, then you will need to use another payment gateway until one day Shopify payments is supported in your region, right? And then from here, you'll be able to complete the setup by clicking complete setup, right? And you'll be able to select the business type, enter verification, right? So that Shopify knows that who you say you are, you really are, right? And be able to enter your bank account so that Shopify knows where to send your payouts once they are ready. And then you also are able to set up additional payment methods, right? So this allows you to set up, have how do you call it, options for your store, for your customers to use, let's say Shopify PayPal, sorry, right? And you just have to connect your PayPal account, right, so that the payouts will be able to be shipped to your PayPal account. The next thing we have, of course, is the shipping delivery. Right, so you want to go ahead and select shipping and delivery right here. And then from here, you'll be able to customize the shipping rates for your store. Now you want to make sure you have set up properly the shipping rates so that Shopify knows how much to charge for your shipping rate, so that customers are charged the right amount, right? And then you'll probably notice that you'll see some errors right here, right? So these are just warnings of that customers in these markets are not able to purchase anything until your shipping rate is set up correctly here, right? So that means I have to add the United States to the market page, right? Which is really easy to do, right? But for this video, I just wanted to show the Canadian, have only the Canadian shipping rate working, right? So this means that, anybody from the US is not able to purchase from my store. They'll just see like out of stock, right? Even though I have items in stock, right? It's just Shopify, that's the only thing that they can do to stop people from buying it when there's no shipping rate set up properly for that region. All right, so now that you've added your shipping and delivery, the next thing you want to do is set up a domain, right? For this, you can either select a buy new domain within Shopify, right? And it will do the whole connection for you. Or if you have a domain already, you could select connect existing domain. Now, if you're looking to maybe save some money on Shopify domain, right, then you might want to use something like Hostinger, right? So let's say I wanted to buy a domain that ended with store, right? It will cost me $1 for the first year, and then after that it will cost me $55 a year just to renew it, right? Shopify will charge you, I think, is $6 or $10 for this domain, right, for the first year, and then after that it will be like $52 or something like that, right? So there are some benefits to using Hostinger, right? Again, I'll have a link for this in the description below, so you guys go check them out. All right, so now that you've added your custom domain, right, either from Shopify or Hostinger, right, I'm going to want to share with you guys some apps that you want to have downloaded for your Shopify store when you're starting out. And one of those apps is called OmniSend. So OmniSend right here. I already have it installed to my demo Shopify account, right? So we could just open it up. So OmniSend is an email marketing and SMS tool, right? So when you're first starting out your Shopify store, right, you're going to be generating a lot of traffic to your store, and sometimes those customers are not going to buy anything from your store. They might add the item to their cart, right, or to the checkout, right? They enter their email, or they give you their email if you do a pop-up where you give them like 10% off for the first order, right? You'll have their email. So that's where OmniSend comes in. You'll want to have this tool to be able to send emails to those customers that maybe didn't complete the purchase, right? So for example, let's say we have an automation here that you could create entitled OmniSend. Create a workflow, right? And you could have like dependent cart email flow, right? So that means like they'll OmniSend will send 3 emails over time, right? Over a set period of time, and where it will remind them to like complete their purchase, right? And just to keep them top of mind. Or maybe you want to send them a welcome email, right? So after they gave you their email when they accepted the 10% off discount code, right? You'll be able to send them an email like over like a period of days, right? To just let them know about your store and everything, and just learn more about it, right? Or product reviews, right? Let's say somebody bought bought an item from your store, right? Then you want to send out product reviews, and this will allow you to generate those easy testimonials, right? Because those are the best testimonials when you have people who really like your product, right, and they're willing to give you a testimonial, right, a review, right? And there's a ton of great automations that you will want to have. Another thing is when you have this OmniSend, right, there's forms, right? So if you to collect emails, right, so pop-ups like 10% off, right, already for you, ready to use and send as well. And then of course you'll be able to send campaigns, so weekly emails, right, monthly emails, depending on how much emails you want to send per week or per month. So that's it for now, and if you guys have any questions, right, you can always comment down below and I'll be happy to help.